What's up guys, this is Covet the Ranting Raven, and my message goes out to those who are in long distance relationships. Have you ever been shitted on due to the fact that a friend or somebody just felt the need to stick their 2 cents into things and tell you that your long distance relationship don't work? Could they be right? Could they be wrong? Well, I'm here today to point out some things on both sides, how they're the same, how they're different. So I would like to start off by saying that it's obvious that the difference is that 2 people live in different locations. There's no physical contact, and all you can do is call each other and talk to each other through text. And you have to fear your partner fucking 1,000 people while trying to maintain the persona of an angelic angel. Now, obviously, when you're in a local relationship, you can see the person, you can have sex with them, you could buy them gifts, and the best part is that they won't cheat, right? Nope, fucking wrong. And it's sad because I've seen so many people shit on those who get into long distance relationships without really using their heads and thinking. Sure, people can be catfishes, people can be, fake as far as personality goes, they can lie about a lot of shit. But what makes you think that local relationships is gonna be 100% fucking different? First off, when you're in a local relationship, the person still can be fake and psychotic as a motherfucker. Why do they have to tell you every single thing about them when you first meet? They can pretty much lie about a bunch of shit, and many people have been lied to. I've known people who met guys who had side lives with a bunch of chicks, and they were just bullshitting about every single thing that they have and single thing that they have done. Now, they put up this nice persona and shit, and then, they try to fuck with your money or fuck with your pussy, and then they just disappear like a fucking rabbit jumping into a hat performing a magic trick, except right before your very own eyes. But what about loyalty? Well, simply this. You're not around them 24/7 unless you live with them, or unless you're really, really close, but that's a different story. Guess what? We have phones. A person who's cheating on a long-distance relationship by having so many social network accounts is no different than your local boyfriend or girlfriend having a phone and doing the same thing. You see people constantly flirting, and this happens to a lot of my friends before. I've witnessed it. I've seen them actually do the deed, trying to maintain their ego and stuff like that. And in some cases, it's actually more worse, because if that happens, that means you're doing jack shit to satisfy them sexually. And it gets worse. What about things like work? What if you or they find somebody attractive at work? Obviously there's many forms of flirting. Some people like to call it innocent, but I call it bullshit. If you can't tell your lover that you're saying that some chick's titties is the biggest you've ever seen, or if a chick looks at a guy and says that she likes the bulginess in his pants, that's a problem. And you won't tell them because it's gonna hurt them, and you're fucking up. And that's the reality of that. What happens when you both get careers, and what happens when you're both busy? Does that become an equivalent to a long distance relationship if you can't meet up? If you're technically in the same place, but you can't make contact at all? I've seen many people who literally live so close or in the same house, and they're busy with a lot of things. Barely have time for each other, but have more time for those that they work with because they kind of have no choice. Sad story. On top of that, there's many stories about people coming back home late from work because they're too busy sucking their boss's dick in the backseat of the car while the driver's masturbating in the front trying to make a U-turn. Works both ways, actually. Do you see my point? People get into long distance relationships when one most likely loses hope on everything around them, because it's so shitty that they want to reach for a world far beyond their original. And there's times long distance relationships can actually work. In fact, I've also known people who actually met up before, and that's because they waited and they were loyal to each other and they didn't throw out any bullshit that would fuck things up. That's what I would call true love. If you can wait for somebody under any circumstance, then you're 100% true to yourself, both local relationships and long distance relationships. Some say you can't fall in love online. How is that different than falling in love with somebody in front of you? And how is that different than looking at your favorite celebrity and saying, oh, I'm in love with him, when he's like a gajillion miles away too, just because he does movies or she does movies or whatever? Either way, People are people and they have personality. Any real person can fall in love with a personality. It's not like somebody's falling in love with a goddamn blow-up doll with slick back hair. The problem with people is they fall in love way too fast. Well, they claim that it's love. If one person loves another one and that person loves them back, then they would wait no matter what. It's common sense. They won't put bullshit excuses in front of them, and they won't find ways to cheat or get out of things. And there are so many things wrong with local relationships too than there is with long distance relationships. Because once again, I'm not sure if I can emphasize this enough, but if you're local and you're close and somebody still manages to go do something crazy, that tells you, you know, you're just really fucking up badly. And, you know, I know some might think I'm still on crack, but, you know, allow me to explain a little more. If you're in a local relationship, there's no reason why anybody should be doing something that relates to what people would normally do in long-distance relationships when they feel like it's not working. And I swear, it's like every single fucking person just says that shit because the last person said it. Oh, well, you know, it won't work because, you know, you're so far and, you know, it's not gonna go well at all. Like, just grow some balls and just, you know, use your head. Just think. Don't follow anybody else's words just to try to hype things up. You know, nobody is a hype man. This isn't some kind of rap concert or something like that. The main lesson in my story is don't judge somebody who's in a long-distance relationship. Let them do what they want. So what if their girlfriend or boyfriend's not there with them? There's a high chance that yours won't be in the future either. What happens then? They'll probably be getting their asshole stretched out with a fire truck. But, you know, that's totally not my business. And, you know, what if the people you make fun of, you know, who are involved into that actually gets together and have a great life while yours turns around and everything just sinks? That wouldn't be very fun. People are people no matter what. It doesn't matter where they live. Anybody can fuck you over at any given time, and they don't even have to live in Romania or London to do it. The fact that anybody has a problem with long-distance relationships is simply making themselves look idiotic due to the fact that they're not extending their minds and seeing the actual possibilities. It can be fun depending on how you make it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on every single person who's in a local relationship. For those who can actually manage to pull things out, and for those who can show some respect to their friends and everybody around them, congratulations, and I wish you best luck in your relationships. Keep doing everything you're doing and make sure those cock-sucking, ball-licking, ass-fingering, foot-kissing, parasitic yes-mans stop trying to make everybody else feel like shit when it comes to what they want to do. And to a dear friend of mine, Kelsey Hopkins, congratulations from the bottom of my heart on your engagement, and I'm always happy for you. Glad to be your friend. And by the way, I'm not sure if I said this before, you have a badass last name. I always had a thing for the last name Hopkins. It just sounds cool as fuck. But anyways, that's besides the point. Anyways, for anybody who's watching this video and listening in, if you're really in love with somebody, no matter what, do whatever it takes to see them. No bullshit attached. Trust me, things will get better as long as you stick to your plans. And if it doesn't, just keep trying. Do whatever you can that makes you happy. Not to please every single person out there, because it's obvious you can't please everybody. But anyways, this is Covet the Ranting Raven, and this has been a Ranting Raven rant. Thanks for listening, folks. Enjoy, and whatever you do, don't do anything crazy. And I'll see you guys next time on the Ranting Raven Rant.